Making these cute little in the hoop makeup bags, and I'll begin by laying our placement stitch down for the zipper. Now I'll place the zipper along the center line right here, and you have to make sure it's perfectly centered or you'll have problems. And I'll just tape mine down. Really don't like using pins in the hoop. Plus tape is more convenient. I think that's going to hold it. Now I've already applied my pull right here. Next we'll apply I have a 3" by 8" piece of fabric folded over and ironed with batting in the middle. Next I'll go ahead and apply the, let's see, right, this is an 8" by 8" piece, but sometimes that's a little small, so I recommend going 8¼ by 8¼ Okay, this one is okay because I've been cutting them just a little with a little bit of leeway there, so being a little generous when I cut them out. And I have these little cards I made with my pattern. The next step for this particular pattern is to open the zipper. Be sure to open your zipper. You won't be able to get it open later, and you'll probably have to throw your whole project out. Right. Sometimes I tape that open, but it's okay if you don't, as long as you're careful. All right, so next we're going to take our 6 by 8 piece of fabric with batting. We're going to place it batting side up. Be sure to place it batting side up, because if you don't, you'll have a mess. All right, and start. Right, so the last step is just to place the lining on the inside. We have to do that on the bottom. So we need to remove the hoop from the machine and flip it over. And now we have a 6x8 piece of fabric I'm going to place wrong side down. And I'm going to tape it on all four sides so that when I put it back in, it doesn't fall forward and get stuck, folded over or something. So we want it to be neat. So we'll do it this way. And I'm using a cutaway interfacing. I think for these you'd probably use whatever you have on the interfacing because most people wouldn't wash these. But if you want them to be washable, you'll probably want to use a cutaway. It's like my looked upside down, that would be bad. Yeah. There we go. The other one isn't, other side isn't sticking in properly lately. And it's okay for this part. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, do the last step. All right, at this point, we're finished with the sewing part of this project. So the next part is simply to pop it out of the hoop. Right? I'll back my camera up so you can see this a little better. Let me back it up. All right. So now, I'm not going to use my best scissors here because I'm going to cut across a zipper. And I'm going to leave a little bit, there's an opening on the back here for turning the lining. And so I'm going to leave a little bit of fabric around that opening to facilitate closing that opening. So I'm going to cut it kind of like this first, so I don't forget because I have a bad habit of forgetting to cut that. Okay, and you don't have to be too precise here, just don't cut your stitches, obviously. Now, I had been closing these with a little whip stitch, but lately I've been using fabric glue, and what I'm doing, I'm making a set of these for a sorority, because the sorority did some volunteer work for me, and I wanted to make them as kind of a thank you. They helped with a conference that I was the chair for. They were such a big help. I wanted to give them a little thank you gift. It's not much, but it's kind of a thought that counts. Okay, I hope they like it. All right. So I'll be making 14 of these in the end. I have made, I think this is my 11th one. All right, so now we're just going to turn the lining. The lining is on the back here. When we turn it, it will enclose the batting from that side. Okay, so we'll turn it out. That's why we had to leave that hole on the last part. You know, honestly, these could be a little bit bigger, but they do fit in a, I think, 6x8 hoop. I have to check that. I have such large hoops. It's not really a concern for me. I have yet to find a design I cannot sew on this machine. Commercial design. I mean, I couldn't quilt a full quilt on it, but that'd be hard pressed to find a commercial design it couldn't sew. All right, so we'll go ahead. Now I'm going to open the zipper. Do that carefully. And I'll just use a little seam ripper for that. Yeah, I'm going to cut. I'll trim this up later, so you'll want to cut along, this little edge here and kind of trim that. And I'm going to fold this over and add a little waterproof fabric glue right here. For that, I'm not going to demonstrate that now. Okay, and so now we left our zipper open so we can turn this, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's so cute. So cute. All right. So see, and it's fully lined. Now you could have used a tearaway or water-soluble stabilizer and you wouldn't have that because this is a fully lined bag. I've just been using the cutaway. It doesn't look bad, I think. All right. And so here is the finished bag, and I just think that is so adorable. Now on some of these, I actually put a pull at the point where I sewed the back to the front. So right when I put the zipper in and put the top piece on, I had added this pull to the inside. And so you can do that if you want. But I just think this is the cutest thing, and I just think they're going to love them. All right, thanks for watching.